Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor and YouTube, where the watches are the stars. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and on your screen you will now be able to discover the Rolex watches of the year 2024. Before we start, I quickly want to show you a picture I took when Rolex was raising the curtain in the two windows where they do always present the novelties. You see the crowd standing, everybody was trying to get the first look on the novelties. And yep, the curtain went up and I could hear some disappointment in the crowd. Only a new GMT version with a gray and black bezel. Oh my goodness. They were expecting more. Of course they did. But yeah, sometimes it's better to present less. Rolex, as you know, last year really had a firework of novelties, and this year it's a little bit less, but nonetheless it's Rolex, and what they do is always right because they have the feeling for the market. They know exactly what to present and what not to present. So this year is a little bit less for those who stood there and had the hope that with getting a first view on the novelties, they would be able to start another clickbaiting exercise on their website, Instagram, TikTok site, whatsoever. Yeah, this year it was probably a little bit disappointing for them, but that's how it is.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
WatchAdvisor has all the technical information you want to have. So let me start right away with the GMT Master, available either with the Jubilee or the Oyster bracelet. Both versions are available. It's still the same watch. 40 millimeter is the diameter. The so-called lug-to-lug distance is 48 millimeter. The thickness is around 12 millimeters. And the dial aperture, that's something interesting. What you really see on the dial is 29 millimeters. So the dial itself is 29 millimeter. Are the bracelets tapering? Of course they do. They taper down from 20 to 15 in the clasp. So the comfort of wearing this watch is always given. What is the caliber called that's powering the watch is 3285, has a power reserve of 70 hours, 4 Hz, 28,800 semi-oscillations. But you all know that. And it is, of course, regulated from Rolex through a separate certification, an internal certification after it passed the COSC certification with -4 + 6 seconds. Rolex improves this to -2 + 2 seconds, and this is really the cool thing. Rolex watches are ultra precise. When you wear them, you almost get the impression to wear a quartz watch because the daily deviation is ridiculous small. And for those who travel, they of course know that in 1982, it was Rolex to introduce the very first time the possibility to independently set the hour hand when you are resetting the time, when you are traveling, when you are landing somewhere. You start in Europe, you land in New York, 6 hours of difference. So you just pull out the crown and you go back 6 hours, you pull it in, you screw it down, and that's it. You're not losing time. The second hand will not stop. So that's the way how it should be. And yeah, Rolex has set a standard. Everybody else now, of course, has introduced, or not everybody, lots of companies have introduced that standard, but still the Rolex GMT is the masterpiece of all of them. But you know that, guys, and I'm not telling you anything new. So these are the new two watches. Gorgeous looking. I like that monochrome design, I have to say. It's probably also a good way to wear it these days. It's less attracting attention to your wrist, and that might be sometimes not too bad. Everybody was talking about the Deepsea in a full gold version, of course. Yeah, that's something. I can tell you what you see here on your screen are 320 gram of 18 karat yellow gold. Yes, 320 grams. It's kind of a fitness exercise you're doing when you're wearing the watch. Let me give you some technical information about it. 44 millimeters is the diameter. The thickness is about around 18 millimeters. The so-called lug-to-lug distance is 51 millimeter, and the dial aperture is 31 millimeter. The bracelet tapers down from 22 to 17. Yes. Oh, this is really something crazy. The crystal, the domed crystal on the front side is 5.5 millimeters thick. 5.5 millimeters thick. It's an absolutely superlative, this watch. And I can tell you, in gold, it wears Look at my wrist. What do you think? How does it look on my wrist? It's pretty something, huh? And I was asking myself, besides of the fact that it is what it is the Deepsea in gold. So Rolex can do this, any other brand would not. But I was really asking myself, where can you still wear such a watch? This is really, I would say, could be pretty dangerous if someone sees this on your wrist, unless you are in a gated community or you are in a safe place. But wearing it on the streets could be, yeah, could be. Tell me in the comment section what you think. Can you still wear such a watch? Would you buy such a big thing in gold, 320 grams? Is this something that could attract your attention or not? I'm really curious to learn more. Use the comment section and share some of your thoughts about the watch that is waterproof up to 3,900 meters or 12,800 feet and is made out of 18 karat yellow gold, total weight 320 grams. The Rolex Perpetual 1908 is now available in a platinum case with an ice blue dial. And you know that that's the exclusively reserved color for watches that are made in platinum at Rolex. The 1908 for me is the most underestimated dress watch in the entire industry. So lots of people did yet not understand how absolutely cool and how perfectly done this watch is. And in any comparison to any other manufacturer who does similar watches, I have to tell you, always remember that the watch called 1908 is Rolex. It is a Rolex and not whatsoever. The thing I want to say is that it is an outstanding quality, and this is a quality that Rolex offers, and you know that from all the other watches. If you're considering buying or choosing an elegant wristwatch, do have a closer look at the 1908, and I can tell you, you will be probably very, very surprised. So let me give you some information about the case diameter is 39 millimeter. The lug-to-lug distance is 45 millimeter, and the so-called dial aperture is 36 millimeter. And yeah, the strap is tapering down from 20 to 14.5 in the clasp. This watch features a wonderful dial with a rice grain motif. If you look, you can see that. And depending on the light that falls on it, these patterns do reflect the light in a different way. So it's really beautiful. Playing around with it in the light, and you will be able to discover more and more aspects if you do that. And the more you play, the more you will see, probably. Yeah, I like the watch. Many are said to me, Alexander, what's this? Go and check it out. Have it on your wrist. Feel it. And then always remember one thing. The accuracy of this watch is -2 + 2 seconds. The watch is powered by the caliber 7140 with a silicone hairspring. What shall I say? It's absolutely accuracy. End of the day, it's also a watch that will probably last longer in terms of, because it is a Rolex and it is really made to last over a very, very long time, because it is a Rolex. I can't, it is difficult to explain, but it is a Rolex. And yeah, the case also, to let you know, is waterproof up to 50 meters, but be sure that Rolex is testing this to much more than this, and they are absolutely guaranteeing those 50 meters, but in reality, most of these watches, if it is seriously done, are tested to plus 25%. Voila. Rolex 1908, I love it. This is the new Oyster Perpetual Day-Date 40 in 18 karat Everose gold with a slate ombre dial, fluted bezel, and the president's bracelet. You know the watch, it is the legendary watch showing the day and the date. As you all know, you are entitled to choose your day indication in different languages. So around the globe, Rolex, of course, knows that people speak different languages, therefore offers the day indication in different languages. This is something not many others do. You normally get English. The brands all think that everybody is fluent in English. Sometimes yes, sometimes not, but I personally think that this is a very good choice that they do it. They continue their tradition and I like it. Well, the day date has a lug-to-lug distance of 47 millimeter. The dial aperture is 32 millimeter. And the bracelet is tapering down from 20 to 17 in the clasp. The second version in 18 karat white gold features a pearlized white mother of pearl dial. That's a first for the day date 40. And look how beautifully this dial reflects the light when you play around in it. So this is really something that, one has to try. I recommend you to not only try it with artificial light, but in sunlight and so on. So you will be amazed. And then on top, you can see that those 10 baguette cut diamond hour markers do also add some reflections. Yeah, they shine back. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the day date in white gold. A nice new execution of a watch that has really proven over years that it is one of the most sought after wristwatches for men and also for women. Women can easily wear such a watch, so I do not see the reason why only men should buy it. The day date 36 also was presented in an 18 karat Everose gold case with a blue-green dial. And new is for this range, the deep intense color is now illuminated, as they say by Rolex, it is illuminated by bezel set with 60 trapeze cut diamonds, and it is the very first time that Rolex does this. So really something new. I would say that's the perfect watch for a woman. Still, I want to repeat what I said before, but I do also think that the 40 millimeter day date is also something a woman easily can wear if she wants to do that. But also this version, 36, day date 36, could be worn by a man. Of course, it's all unisex today. It is your taste. You decide what is good for you, and no one should give you any tips, because it is you wearing the watch and it will be you looking on the watch when you wear it, and it is you enjoying it, and this is you who spends the money, so you should decide what you're wearing. I like them. This is something that's typical Rolex. You can now discuss, do they need all that decoration with 60 trapeze cut diamonds? It is Rolex. Don't try to argue, because whatever they do, whatever they touch will be a success anyhow. So the best thing is that we accept what they're doing. We're not criticizing them and not trying to give them too much tips, because anyhow, they are setting the trends, and they have been in the past and will be always one of the few brands that really are what I would call the leader of the pack. On your screen now, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Sky Dweller and an 18 karat yellow gold case with an intense white dial and the Jubilee bracelet. The case has a diameter of 42 millimeter. The thickness is approximately 14 millimeter. The lug-to-lug distance 50, and the so-called dial aperture is 32.5 millimeter. The bracelet tapers down from 22 to 17 millimeter. And you do all know what is the Sky Dweller. It is a mixture of a watch showing a second zone time. So you may display the time, the actual local time, plus your home time. And it also features an annual calendar. And the annual calendar will enable the watch to display the dates correctly for 1 year. The only time a year you will have to do correction manually is end of February, because this is an annual and not a perpetual calendar. And if it is an annual calendar, you will have to do a correction once a year. So end of February, you will have to do the correction either forward to 29 or already from 28 to the 1st. That's the only thing you will have to do when you wear the watch. Besides of this, with that white dial, the readability has increased. I think it's perfectly legible because there's a good contrast and you can easily read out what you have to read from that dial. The watch is looking great on its Jubilee bracelet, I have to say. Really nicely done. And yeah, it is as it is. It is a Rolex. I do repeat myself, of course, but whatever you are looking for, this is a watch made almost for eternity, and it will do whatever you want to do with it without disappointing you. The watch is powered, by the way, by the caliber 9002 and has, as all the other Rolex watches, a precision of -2 + 2 seconds after encasing. So the entire watch in an own Rolex testing procedure is tested, and not only the movement. When Rolex sends the movement to COSC to be certified, they are certified from -4 to +6 seconds, but Rolex improves the quality internally to -2 + 2 seconds, and Rolex is testing every single watch in an internal test, and this guarantees that what is written on the dial, superlative chronometer. So the watches are all official chronometer certified by the official chronometer testing institution of Switzerland, but the superlative chronometer writing on the dial comes from an internal test done by Rolex. We also got hands on the new Oyster Perpetual Cosmograph Daytona in the execution, as you do see it here. A mother of pearl dial in the bezel set with diamonds. You may choose in between two variations, a white looking mother of pearl with dark counters, or the other way around, a dark looking mother of pearl with white counters. The case is made of 18 karat white gold. It is available either with the bracelet or the legendary rubber strap. Yeah, we shouldn't call that rubber strap, but instead we should call it Oyster Flex bracelet, and this is also how it is called by Rolex. It is made up of two flexible curved metal blades, one for each of the sections, overmolded with high performance black elastomere. Yeah, that's how Rolex defines its rubber strap. So it is an Oyster Flex bracelet and not a rubber strap. But you knew this. I'm not telling you anything new anyhow. So this is the way how you wear such a precious watch on your wrist. And I think this is also a cool way to wear it. You could, of course, also wear it with an Oyster bracelet. It is available with the Oyster bracelet too. But honestly, I have to say the combination of the diamonds, the mother of pearl dial in the white execution, and the way as we show it here with the black-green counters, in combination with the Oyster Flex bracelet, is the stunning way to wear this Daytona. I don't give you any figures because I'm not telling you anything new. It is the Rolex Daytona. You know everything. You are the experts out there. I know that. So, you know, diameter, everything, you know everything. I wouldn't tell you anything new anyhow. So I'm not trying to educate you or give you any information because you know it, I'm sure. Okay, so this for 2024 was what Rolex presented more or less. We couldn't show you all dials and all executions, but I think we made a nice choice. So you were able to see these watches in a very good quality on your screen. We've been filming that in 4K and you have been getting an impression how these watches look on my wrist. 17 centimeters, 6.7 inches. And for the 36mm day date and for the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona, we had a woman's wrist. Thank you very much, Rolex, for helping us here. And you do see this is how the watches look like when you are wearing them on your wrist. Thanks for watching a short video about the novelties of Rolex this year. Less than maybe some expected, but still it is Rolex and they know what they're doing. So there's no need to educate them or to tell them what to do differently, because they have always been those who were setting the trends, raising the bar in terms of quality, etc, etc. So heads off of what Rolex is doing since many years, and in terms of availability, I can tell you, you should be able to get these watches much quicker than in the last years, because lots of watches now are at the retailers, and if these don't fool you or tell you any things that you should do this before, buy this before, so they try to generate a premium that you get your Rolex watch, you should be able to get it right away because the watches are available. And if not, I can tell you most likely your AD is fooling you. Yeah. Your comments are welcome. Please share them with me, with us here in the comment section. Stay tuned on WatchAdvisor on YouTube. This is the channel where the watches are the stars. Bye bye guys, thanks for watching and see you back soon here in one of our videos.